Guys.
Good.
All right. So do you want me to start?
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome everybody to the Team Fit Dynasty and Tribe Redefine Collaborative Monthly Call. Thank you so much for joining us. We took last month off and we're getting back at it this month, and I'm really excited to all be together and to talk about a couple of things. So as Pam mentioned in her post, I'm going to be talking about what my marketing plan is through the end of the year and how it's going to help really build momentum and I think catapult my business and our teams through 2020. And Pam's going to talk about our top takeaways from Super Sunday with Trina Gray yesterday. So I'm really excited to hear those. She's amazing. I think she's from Connecticut. Is she from Connecticut? Where's she from?
Michigan.
She's from Michigan.
Michigan.
Oh. I thought she lived in Connecticut. Maybe I'm wrong. I am wrong. But yeah, she's really awesome, and I'm looking forward to hearing from what she had to say yesterday. So I just want to briefly go over what I plan to do to kind of build momentum. Obviously, November and December are tough months, right, in the fitness industry, because this is when everyone kind of falls off the wagon. They're focused on the holidays and a million things. I think November, early December, and probably June are two really tough months, at the end of the year when kids have all their school, end of the year school stuff and concerts and graduations and all that. It's same in December. We have all the plays and the concerts and the, all that stuff and everything that goes with the holidays and the parties and all that. So fitness is like the last thing on people's minds. So it's definitely a tougher month. But, we, and Megan Davies said this on Saturday at our event. She said, we are trainers like every month of the year, not just January. I'm not trainer, we're coaches every month of the year, not just the easier months. We have to show up and help people in the tougher months too. And that's November and December. So I was thinking about what I can do. So I'm just going to share my plan, and you can either join the group I have, or you can take the idea and make your own group, like whatever you want to do with it. But I came up with the thought, and I've done something similar every year. Even the year before I was coaching, when I was running my own boot camps, I would do like a holiday hit boot camp or something around the holidays to hold people accountable from gaining to avoiding the holiday weight gain, right, and doing a challenge group. So this year, I decided to do something called the Holiday Survival Guide. What I plan on doing in that is I want to find a way to get as many people into a group setting as possible, even if it's not with a regular challenge pack. So giving them the option of doing, the regular challenge pack with Beachbody On Demand and Shakeology or the Performance Line, or if they don't want to do that, giving them an option to do a $30 Shakeology sampler and clean week. Meeting Megan Davies and talking to her and having her kind of go through clean week and why she created it. It really inspired this in me, because I really think $30 is not much money. If people, today, for example, somebody that signed up and got the sampler for $30, she was like, "Thank you so much for inviting me. I've always wanted to try Shakeology. I've been watching you for a while, but I wasn't really sure, and this is like perfect for my budget and I can try it." And so basically what this is doing, it's not a free group, but it's very inexpensive, right? There's no success club points, but that's okay. Getting people in, as many people as we can, and giving them the full experience of a challenge group, but centering it around, probably more nutrition heavy. We have the clean week workouts. We have all the sample workouts that they can get on YouTube from all the different programs if they want to try, if they don't have Beachbody On Demand yet. But teaching them how to meal prep, teaching them, giving them meal plans, like putting together. So a couple of the coaches that have decided to do it so far, we're going to all take turns doing like a week of dinners, and then I'm going to send them to my assistant. She's going to make a Canva graphic, make it pretty, having resources there, having that support and that accountability. But I think it's a really great way to have people do something and be a part of a group for really the hardest months of the year. So in November, in December, and then in December is when we have the bar blend early. They could purchase the challenge pack for bar blend in December. It doesn't go on Beachbody On Demand until January 6th, right? But if people are excited in this group in November and they love the experience, they're going to want to secure a spot in a real group for January. So giving them a lot of value, giving them shopping lists and recipes and meal plans, pretty much everything that we do in a regular challenge group, but at a discounted rate, to give people this experience, and then hopefully they love it so much that they want to stay and they want to. So again, It's not going to give me Success Club points, but that's okay. My plan for Success Club the next 2 months is to, yes, try to get people who are ready for regular challenge packs that I've been talking to, or new coaches that I'm trying to get into my business. And the reason why I want to really go for a big, have add coaches really at this time of the year is to get people ramped up to start for when we are really, at our busiest time in January. So get them in, get them trained, get them excited, and then they can start in January or December, January, February, right? To get our year off strong for that when it comes to the road to elite and elite points. So I'm really excited. I did a poll on Instagram about it. I got a lot of interest. I think 4 people bought their little Shakeology sampler. I had someone buy a regular challenge pack yesterday. Those were those 2 points. So it's starting conversations, if nothing else. It's getting the people that have been watching us for a really long time that weren't ready to pay the $160. And you guys all know, I don't think $160 for what we offer is a lot because they get a whole year, right? I truly believe that. However, this is another time of year where fitness is the last thing on people's minds and people are more cost conscious because of buying gifts and things around the holidays, right? So, and they maybe feel guilty spending the money on themselves when they're buying gifts. So it's just a perfect amount. And then because we're going to show them such a great experience in the challenge group, and they're going to see the support and the accountability and the community that we all give every single day to our challengers and our different groups, they're going to want to stay. Instead of going and signing up for Planet Fitness or a bar studio that costs like $120 a month, which is crazy, they're going to want to stay with us. So yes, this is another example of when we make the sale and they get this Shakeology sampler and they're going to do Clean Week or they're going to do whatever previews that we have available. This is when our job starts. This is when we show them what's possible with these groups, and then to get them to be a customer for life. Like those people that are in our groups that have been in them, are some of my veteran coaches. Those people, like, Jackie was one of them before she became a coach, right? And she was in a group for, 3 years, and then she finally decided to be a coach, and she's doing amazing. So we can find those people, our next rock stars as coaches, our next rock star challengers. And I think this is just a perfect time and a really great way to get people in without having to spend a lot of money, right? So again, we also have the 3-month or the 4-week, this 14-day trial for Beachbody On Demand. Maybe they want to do a quarterly membership, whatever it is. Like we always say, starting them with something. Maybe it's not a challenge pack, but starting them with something to help them, to start them on their journey, that reminding people, and this is something I've been talking about, and I just read this somewhere, and I want to read it to you guys because I thought it was really good. I want to find this. So I can share this with you if you want to see it, but I read this. So November 1st, 61 days until 2020. What will you do until then? 3 meals a day is 183 meals. For holiday indulgences, there are 3 meals for Thanksgiving because of leftovers. Holiday parties equals 6. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. That's 14 meals out of 183 total. Why would you wait until January to set health goals because of 14 indulgences? You are in control of 169 meals. Make them count. That really puts things in perspective because so many people, I used to do this too, especially after Halloween when I drowned myself in Reese's. I would just say, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to continue down this trajectory of disgusting eating and just keep doubling down on it. And what happens is you feel worse. You don't want to move. So just encouraging people, you guys, don't wait. Start moving. Let's go. Don't, like they said, it's only 14 meals. Why waste 2 months of time because you're putting it off? And I think really stressing, we aren't guaranteed next week or next month. I think people just get so, complacent, and they just depend on putting things off and talk about those things, because those I think will really hit home for people. So that is my plan. Continuing to talk about all the programs, inviting in general, not just to this, but inviting for regular challenge packs too, or people that are going to sign up as coaches. But I really want to make this group huge. I am inviting everyone. I told Melissa today, the moms at gymnastics, I'm just hey, doing this thing, just going, I just feel and then encouraging those people to invite their friends too. and to kind of do it together. So I think it's also good for the newer coaches. It's easier, I think, to talk about something if you're not completely comfortable yet talking about a challenge pack because you're newer. This is like is an easier win, right? Is invite, hey, join this group. You can be in it for 60 days and it's only $30, right? So I think it will help you guys feel comfortable, get some wins, get people into our groups, show them a great experience. And then what I plan to do with this group is to kind of then turn it into a bar blend info group. Not really turn it into, but just sharing those videos and how that program is going to be our next one if they want to join. So instead of doing a separate like info or Snoop group on that, I'm just kind of doing it all in one because I don't want to have too many groups. I'm going to try to, give people as much information as I can. Oh, and one last thing. Megan said she would love to be a part of the group. She's going to be in there as a participant, and then she said she'll hop on live or do a Zoom call or whatever we want. But she was excited. She's like, oh, I'd love to be in it. I'm like, okay. So that's another great asset too, that she'll be actually in the group. She can answer questions for people and go live for us. So anybody have any questions or other ideas that they are doing?
I will say that Autumn said the same thing at our Super Sunday, that like what you read statistics wise, it's exactly what she was saying, and it made a lot of sense. And she also offered to be on team calls or in challenge groups to do live Zooms with everybody if you're doing Ultimate Portion Fix stuff. So if you incorporated that, something to consider as well. That you reach out to corporate and tell them you want Autumn to speak, and they'll see what they can do.
That's awesome. Does anybody have an idea, and this is more of like an open forum, of how you're going to go forward with the 2B Mindset or Ultimate Portion monthly subscription? That's something that they talked about in the corporate video at Super Saturday, but I feel like having an ongoing nutrition group is a really good idea. I just haven't really figured out how I'm going to do that yet. I can think more on it, but if anybody has any ideas, or I don't know if I would just do one group for both and people can choose. I'm not sure like what the best way to go about it is, but I think both programs work. I've done them both. I think they both work. I think it's one or the other is better for certain people based on their personality and where they are in their fitness journey and how they approach food and just what's better for them. I think they're very different, but they both offer amazing results. I mean, it's kind of our job to figure out what path would be better for somebody. So I'll think more about that and see, but we all know nutrition is the most important. So we need to make sure that we're talking about those things too. Anybody have any questions? All right. Do you want to go ahead, Pam, and you want to?
Sure. I think I unmuted by mistake and I didn't mean to. Also, one other thing with bar challenge packs, there is, right, a window with bar, just like Morning Meltdown where you get to try a phase or something. Right, Teresa? Didn't we see that at? Am I making that up?
They have like she's doing like a week of previews.
Yeah. But I think
the same thing as with Morning Meltdown where it's going to be available for a week or two. It was really quick slide and then they were going to take it away. It looked like.
But it seems like what they did with Morning Meltdown. So that could help with that.
Yeah, it kind of just gives them a taste to get people through December because it's not,
exactly.
They're going to buy it, and then it's an incentive for them to buy it because they'll buy it and get something immediately instead of waiting.
Exactly. All right. Very cool. All right. Well, as I said in the post, many of us were at Philadelphia Super Sunday yesterday, and I really have to say, if you ever feel like making it out to Philadelphia, we put on an amazing event. I'm not on the market council. I don't know why I said we, but just like Philadelphia is freaking fabulous. We have David Atkins, who I know we know within our community here, and he's spoken on the National Wake Up Call. He's just really real, a police officer, just knows his stuff. He is the keynote as of now, but we tend to get a trainer, we tend to get someone from corporate stop in, and they kind of announce that later. So if you want tickets, just let us know and we can share the link. But it's an amazing event, January 12th. It's a Sunday. It's high energy. It's so much freaking fun. We have our front row almost filled, so we would love to include you in that. It's just a blast. And we had Trina Gray, who I'll admittedly say that before yesterday, I didn't pay any attention to her as a coach. I really do try to limit my scope of top coaches or elite coaches that I'm following, because I can really spend my time just admiring them and not really doing what I need to do. And I remember when we were at Summit, Teresa and Leslie were in one of her sessions and spoke very highly of her. But I still didn't go and seek anything out. We just sat and powwowed, and they told me what they learned, and it was great. And I told them what I learned in my sessions, and it was great. And then she appeared yesterday, and it was as if she was dropped down by the Beachbody gods to talk directly at me, and I believe all of us, about everything that I was thinking, I was feeling, and I'm sure you were as well. And I want to give you a little context here, because I feel like it's important. I became a coach in January 2016. I had Success Starters, so I hit Success Club January, February, March, and April. Or not January, because it was I signed at the end. So February, March, and April to hit Success Starters. And then in May of my first year of coaching, I did not hit Success Club. I signed my very first coach, other than like my Emerald mom and husband. And I was super excited about that. But I just kind of went into paralysis mode, because I signed this coach and then I didn't know what to do with myself. And then Jess could tell you, we did this thing with our upline at the time where we were recruiting like nuts, and it was weird, and it didn't work. It didn't work at all. And I had my crappiest month ever. I had my crappiest month ever until October of 2019. I have hit Success Club every single month except for that May until October of 2019. And I couldn't have told you I was feeling any worse about myself. And I'm telling you this story because what's extra ironic about it, a couple things. Number one, I'm a full-time high school English teacher. I think everyone knows this on the team, perhaps not. I was observed in an AP class that I'm teaching for the first time this year. And I was observed in that last week, and on Halloween got my write-up back, and I have my highest rating in my observations I've ever had. And so I was feeling really great. But at the other half of me, I was feeling, oh, of course you're going to show up now, extra crappy, because I knew I was sitting at Success Club 0 when I woke up on Halloween morning. I've not been feeling well. I've obviously been focusing on school. My kids have been in a different space than normal. It's been a strange month, and I let myself deal with it that way. I let myself focus on school. I let myself wallow in my unhealthiness. I let myself be not distracted by my kids. They're my kids. I'm supposed to be distracted by them. But I let that become an excuse for me. And I turned it in too late. And I will tell you that I spent Halloween hustling my ass off, and I went to bed with Success Club 4, and I went to bed with a share cart and my fingers crossed. And I woke up without that last share cart going through. And I said to myself before bed, and I remember texting Teresa and Leslie and Jackie and saying, no matter what happens, when I wake up in the morning, I'll be happy. And I remember, and I will remind myself that I did what I needed to do this month because it's where I was in my life, and that's okay. But yet I woke up and I saw that share cart didn't go through, and I burst into tears. And because it's genuine, it's true, and this business means something to me. And I felt like if I could have done that a day earlier, like put in that exact level of hustle, I wouldn't have felt this way. But there was a reason that happened. There was a reason I walked into Super Sunday kind of with a little aggravation for myself, because it's now been a year since I dropped rank and I haven't been up there again. It's been now my first month in forever since I didn't hit Success Club. And now I'm going to walk into Super Sunday like the team leader and act like I know what I'm doing, you know? And we walk in and there's a raffle basket. They always have these tables of raffle baskets, and they have like calls with the coaches that are speaking that day, call with a corporate person, basket of goodies, basket of this, basket of t-shirts. And one of them was a personal development basket. And Jackie and I went up and bought tickets, and I was like, I need to win this basket. Like, it just feels like this is where I'm lacking. And mother freaker, I won that damn basket, and I immediately felt like this is a game changer. And it's silly, but this is a game changer. And then Trina Gray appeared on the stage and spoke magic into my consciousness. And it was just like all of the reasons that all of this happened to me in the months leading up to October. I can't blame October. October was the consequence of me for months having a backslide, and for me months having my mind in a completely different direction. It was the wake-up call I needed, though. This came at the perfect time, and everything she said was amazing. She had so many points, I didn't even list them all, but I just want to give you her 7 takeaways. But what I'm going to do a little bit differently is I'm going to attach an action item to each of these takeaways. So I want you to be ready. Have your phones, have your lists, have your things ready, because I picked what I believe to be her 7 top tips for staying functional. Her 7 top tips for staying on fire, for staying rocking it. And these were there was a gazillion that were awesome. But these 7, I think, are going to make it happen for us. And there will be an action with each one. So tip number 1, ask yourself this question. Are you ever going to be good at this if you're not proud of it and you don't own it? So your first action, I'm just going to repeat that phrase, and I want us to take 30 uncomfortable seconds. I am a teacher. I have wait time. I will be silent for 30 seconds while you think about this when I repeat it again. Are you ever going to be good at this if you're not proud of it and you don't own it? I want you now to take out your phone. I promise to be quiet, and I want you to leave an Instagram story with whatever you're feeling right now. You can mute us. I will give this a good minute so that everyone has a chance to do this without anyone interrupting. I'm going to stay my computer unmuted because I don't mind if I hear any of you in the background. That would just be glorious because we are a team, and whatever you have to say, I'm sure is relevant to what I'm about to say. But I will mute me so you don't have to hear me. You guys all look so cute on your stories. Jackie's got a lot to say. This is the cutest. You guys are the best. How come Melissa looks so cute in glasses and her hair like that? I look like a weirdo. Awesome. Teresa's still going. She can go all day, so I'm just going to move on. You guys are great. Okay. Point number 2. I really liked this. She talks about money. She's like, you have to be okay with money. You have to be proud that you're earning money. You have to be okay to want to earn money. But in order to earn money, we have to first remember that we get paid in gratitude, love, and accomplishment beyond money. We need to get comfortable feeling like we're being paid in other ways. And we need to help when we start recruiting coaches, just to be on a little tangent for a second. We need to show them that's how they're going to get paid for a while. The checks are great and maybe they'll fluctuate or maybe they'll continue to rise, but you need to be comfortable appreciating the gifts that you're giving to people and realizing that that's your pay for a while. So what I would like you to do is to take a couple of minutes or a couple of seconds and just jot down an idea for a post. Don't post it right now, but just plan out, at least have the idea for a post that you're going to post maybe within the next 24 hours, because if we don't act on something within 24 hours, we ain't going to act on it, P.S. Within the next 24 hours, something that you have been paid in terms of gratitude, love, accomplishment, because of this business, because of this team, because of your decision to do this for your family, for yourself, for your health. So think about what that's going to look like. Just give yourself a few seconds of thought here, jot it down, and then be ready maybe after the call to schedule it, after the call to draft it. But in the next 24 hours, I want to see your payday posts. I'd also love if you tagged me in them just so I know to support you. It's very, very, very difficult to keep up with everyone's stuff, as you all know. So tag us or send us a text and be like, hey, I posted that. Give it a love, and I will. I'm going to talk about my mom's transformation, because that was the first payday I received, was my mom doing her first workout and then doing her first 21-day fix and then looking better than me in a dress. All right, my third takeaway is the pendulum. Teresa and I loved this freaking thing. It was amazing. So she put up a picture of a pendulum. You know what that is, like the knocker in a clock. I don't know how else to say it. And she said, I knew Leslie would laugh at knocker. So she's like, the thing about life and goals and reaching for things is that if you want 5-star or elite or 8,000 diamond or like whatever you want, you know, you want CEO awards and you want Success Club streaks and you want all these things, you have to realize that the pendulum swings both ways. And you have to be comfortable with that equal level of pain. For as equal of the success you want, you have to be willing to be comfortable with that equal level of pain and hardship and struggle. And it doesn't have to be elite. It could be diamond. It could be emerald. It could be making $500 a month. Whatever your big goal is, you have to know that in equality, it's going to swing the other way. And if we are in pain, success, pain, mini success, pain, mini success, pain, mini success, it's because our pendulum is just right here. We're not taking risks. We're living uncomfortable. We're in this little space of safety, but there's also discomfort there because we're afraid of what could be bigger. We're afraid of what's good. It looks really great up here, but I'm afraid of up there. And we have to reconcile that. And I thought that was really freaking cool. So what I would like for everybody to do for the next 30 seconds is I want you to think about it and then in the chat, drop for us a big goal you have and the pain you're going to have to be comfortable with. So for me, I really, really, really believe that my team can get to, I'll just say 5-star. I'm just going to say it. I don't know who those people are, but I'm going to say it out there. We can do it. I don't know when, but we can do it. And what that's going to mean is extra diligence in my work schedule. It's going to mean extra confidence. It's going to mean extra time when I am really antisocial and giving up TV shows and giving up time with people at school and really focusing in on me. It's going to mean probably making a lot of people around me uncomfortable because my goal is going to be bigger than, you know, my lifestyle in a sense. So think about what that is, and when you feel comfortable, what's a huge ass goal you have, the big pendulum swing, and what's it probably going to look like on the other side. You don't have to do it right away, but just think about that, and I'll keep peeking at the chat and see. Yes, I like that, Melissa. Melissa suggested we do a post on the Team Fit Dynasty page, and we can all just tag it in there when we post it. I love it. Like our old lead generator nights. It's like a throwback. All right, point number 4, because I've got 7. I want to keep us moving, but think about that one. When life is tough, we need to lean into the team. Show up hard for your business. Don't back away from it. And pull them close to you and say, I need you now. I need you now. And it's funny because this was a piece of advice that though it hit home in a way because I felt very comforted that that's a space that I'm okay with doing. Like as I was sucking up all the life out of my business in the last few months, and especially in October, I became closer with so many of my coaches and with some of my, business partners in this because they supported me and I could vent and I could troubleshoot with them. And I had Nicole helping me kind of try something new in our business. And I had the girls in our morning meltdown group and I had all of this rallying of the team. So I never felt lost because I had them around me. So when we feel like we are sucking or our time is spent or our personal life is out of whack or we have a sick kid or we're sick or a grandpa's sick or a mom needs our every attention, knowing that you have your team to pull in closer to you, it's like a safety net. and it'll keep you going. It'll keep this business moving for you, even if it's not moving in successful points. And even if it's not moving in income, it's going to continue to be a place you love to be. And that is like the best. So what I would like you to do now, I'm going to mute myself again in a second. I want you to leave a voice memo for one of your coaches or teammates or challengers who you know is that person or people for you. Okay, so who do you know you could lean in on and just say, hey, I just want you to know this is how I feel. If the going gets tough, you're my person. I hope I'm that person for you too. Okay, I'm going to mute myself and give you guys a minute to do that. All right, fun. Love it. All right, let's keep it moving. 3 more. Number 5. What's also super cool, if you've ever seen any of our videos from Super Sunday or you've ever attended a Philly Super Sunday, I know Heather can attest to this too. Jess has been there. She's seen him in action. Our MC, Dave McLean, he's a Beachbody coach as well. He is a large and in charge Philly personality. He curses and he yells and he's hysterical and he makes fun of our dancing and he's super high energy. And he stood up there when he was introducing Trina and he's like, I always ask the coach or the trainer that's coming up to give me some information that they want me to communicate to the crowd before I introduce them. And he said, she's the only person who's ever done this. She sent him back 1 sentence. And I believe, Jess, it came from a training at leadership perhaps, so it might make sense to you. But her sentence was just, I trust myself completely. And it was a really neat thing, the way he kind of let that inspire his introduction of her. And it came out later in her presentation that what she meant by this, but she just said, when you share authentically, you have no regrets. When you show up in your business authentically, it doesn't feel wrong. When you're having conversations with people and inviting people and being you, there shouldn't be doubts and there shouldn't be fears. And if there are fears, it's because you're trying to do something the wrong way. It's because you're in the wrong room. It's because you're in the wrong crowd. Get to a place where you feel better and be yourself, and it'll all of a sudden fall into place. It was just really, really, really freaking awesome. So what I would like for you to do right now is I want you to write down what you know you are amazing at as a coach. What is your strength or strengths? Don't stop at one. If you were to have me standing in front of you right now, what would I tell you you're freaking amazing at? And I'm happy to start yelling it out loud if you need inspiration, okay? I'm happy to do it because, you all have amazing things within you. I will tell you, Stephanie does everything this girl can to find herself inspiration and to find herself community. And I applaud that in her. And that's going to translate well to her people, right? I never met someone more giving than Teresa. I already said I think Melissa looks super cute in glasses, but I'm sure that's not a thing to do with her strengths. But if you go on her Instagram stories, she is adorable and it's real. It's like just adorable realness. And I just want to squeeze her cheeks when I watch her Instagram story. And that's so nice. Like she's just nice, right? Like these are all strengths you have as people. You all have them. Write them down. I was at Caden's parent-teacher conference tonight, and her teacher said, she's perfect in everything because that's my daughter. She can't be not. And then she comes home and she's an animal, but when she's at school, she's wonderful. And the only thing they need to work on is when she's writing a story, she includes all the detail. I'm like, I don't know why she would do that. Where would she get that from? So that's not my strength, is when to say when. All right. I'm interrupting your strength writing because I'm sure you have many more to write, and I'm going to move on to number 6. Swim in a sea of personal development, right? No big tips matter if you aren't the person capable of leading. Nothing I've said on this call matters if you cannot feel confident showing up for your people. Nothing Jess said in her marketing plan is going to make a difference if you're not going to put it into action. Nothing that you listen to on the National Wake Up Call is going to land with you after you press pause on that podcast if you don't believe in yourself. So find yourself personal development, not just business development, personal development. What is it you need? Whenever someone asks a personal development rec and people are jumping in with ideas, stop yourself for a second and ask that person, what do you need to work on? Because it's super important to not give them our plan for personal development, but what is it that you need, Alyssa? What do you need to work on? And I'll give you the right book. Leanne, what do you need to work on? I'll give you the right book, the right podcast, the right this, the right that. But you need to remember that you are a growing person, and if you're going to take in any tracking system, any team building, anything at all, you need to be the person capable of doing that. And you're all capable. You just have to realize it and tap into it. And the right personal development can do amazing things for you. So your next action item, you guessed it. If you're already reading a personal development book, I would like you to leave that in the chat. If you are not, before you fall asleep tonight, you must text me or send me a message with which book you are going to be reading. Got it? And mine is in the other room. I forgot to grab it. I just got in my basket yesterday, Stories That Stick, and that's the one that I'm going to start with. So that is mine, so everyone can know. Oh, Jackie, I wonder where you got that book on F Yourself. Is that John C. Maxwell? I love it. I love it. Get your books and show them to us, people. All right, I've got one more. Envision the best coach you've ever seen. Envision the person that stands up on stage and wows a crowd and helps change lives and feels confident in their own skin and says it like they mean it and is authentically them. Envision that person. And now be that person right now. You are that person now. Don't wait till tomorrow. You are that person right now. And you're going to go show it off because you're going to go invite 5 people to join you. And make it easy. Just be yourself. Trina had the coolest way of inviting people, just say something like, oh, I see you're really interested in fitness. Me too. My team and I have a lot of fun doing that together. Would you like to have fun with us? Like, boom, that's it, right? I'm so tired of that sugar crash after Thanksgiving and the bloat after Christmas, and I know you are too. I'm changing my life this year, are you? Like, just do it. Just do it. But be that person now. Whatever it was for you, you're going to be that person now. You're going to send 5 invites before you sign yourself off, and the second you do and disappear, I know you will have done it. Anybody have any questions for me? I'm going to read what the chat says while you're sending your invites because everyone was flooding it, and I love it. Let's see here. All right. La, 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 la. I love it. Philly does put on the best events. Let's see here. I like the post idea. Let's get that started, Melissa. I'm putting that on you. You can start the thread. All right. Laura, going for elite. Melissa, elite, going to have to get outside my comfort zone and prioritize my business schedule. Me too, girl. Let's do it. Big goal for Jackie. NLC. Yes. NLC is freaking fabulous. No more. Yes. Saying no to those outside things. I tutored for the longest time when I first started coaching and advised other things. And, when you feel comfortable doing that, that's freedom too. Steph, going diamond, belief, invites daily. Yes, those are uncomfortable, but you can do it. Laura, replace my full-time income with coaching and have the option to stay home if I want. My brother's having some trouble at work. And I told him, I was like, you need to have an option. Like, don't put it in their hands. Like, kick ass at work and look for a job. But you have the option. I love that you said that, Laura, because you take control. That's freaking awesome. All right, let's see here. Heather. Oh, Dave, he does. Jessica, leading a kick-ass team of amazing leaders that will help thousands of people. We're on our way, girl. We're doing it. Let's see. Jackie's reading Unf Yourself for Teresa's ears. I won't say it. I am not a Mwala Caesar, and this is not explicitly rated. Just finished 100 Days to Brave. Just starting Grace of Perfection today. Cool. Heather, just finished 100 Days to Brave and Miracle Morning. Just ordered Limitless. Megan, tell us how it is. Finishing 10X Rule and 100 Days to Brave, Melissa. Body Book by Cameron Diaz. Ooh, that sounds intriguing. Let's see. Girl, wash your face. Oh, Leanne, have you never read that before? Oh my God. Brett, let's see. Crash the Chatterbox. I feel like I recognize that title. Maybe I'm going crazy. NLC is the goal, Leslie. It should be. You should go there. It's amazing. Don't hide anymore. There's nothing to hide. Be open. Developing the leader within you. Limitless is ordered. Yes. Today, day one of the work. I love it. And Teresa's quoting the work. I love it. You guys are freaking awesome. Send your 5 invites. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to stop the recording while the invites are rolling unless anyone had anything else to say. Thank you. Awesome. Jess, are you doing your calls this week too? Awesome. Cool. Stay tuned for Wednesday night calls. And you guys have a good night. I'm just going to stop the recording, but keep the thing going.